some obscenities toward Matt Patricia. It was a very uncharacteristic moment for the Patriots player, and Mac addressed it after the game. Let's take a listen.
Obviously, just kind of let my emotions get to me, but, we're kind of playing from behind, and what I said was about throwing it deeper in the short game. I got to execute that part better, but it's the short game that we kept going to, which is working, but I felt like we needed chunk plays, and, I shouted that out to kind of get everyone going, and that's emotional. That's football. I'm passionate about this game, and it wasn't directed at anybody, just emotion coming out, and we kind of needed a spark. So when you're playing from behind against a really good team and a good offense, you need to go out there and make better plays, and that starts with me.
All right, Swaggo, you're going to start first since you're LeBron's favorite analyst. Who's the most to blame for the Patriots' offensive struggles?
It's Bill Belichick. And listen, first of all, let me say this. I love this out of Mac Jones, okay? Me and Stephen A. have been in his office before, and we have had these type of conversations. Because I've been telling him what I want to do in TV, and he telling me what I need to do, and I'm cursing at him, talking about this what I want to do, big bro. But ultimately, this is great for Mac Jones to have this response and for New England fans to see it and care about football. All right, that's out the way. Bill Belichick done lost his damn mind. Now, I think all three of us, I believe so, because we smart when it comes to this. Before this season started, saying this was going to be an utter disaster with Joe Judge and Matt Patricia. First of all, fellas, do y'all remember them auditioning to see who was going to call the damn plays in the preseason leading into the season? And then we get to this point, and you got people that are actually shocked that the New England Patriots offense ain't good. I had people tell me on other shows Bill Belichick was going to call plays, even showed me they rings when we had this conversation before the season started. And now we sit here today and we see a second-year quarterback, which is very unfair, by the way, to Mac Jones. This wasn't going to help in his maturation. This wasn't going to help him become a better quarterback. We knew what we were dealing with in the AFC. Everybody already had pegged the Bills as the best team in that division, in the AFC East. We wanted to see if Mac Jones could ascend after a rookie year that was solid. I didn't think it was nothing to write home about. But compared to all of the other rookie quarterbacks, obviously he played and had more on tape. This is Bill Belichick. And I know it's taboo to say it, because we talk about him being the greatest coach ever, and we laud him for all of the things that he's accomplished. But we sitting here in 2022 right now, and last year in 2021, we knew that this wasn't going to be good if he didn't replace Josh McDaniels with somebody that was competent offensively. Now, he got two damn coaches. One was in Detroit where his offense was dead last in the NFL offensively when he was the head coach. And we know what happened to Joe. Molly's so happy Joe Judge ain't in New York no more. She is happy this topic came up today on a random Friday because the New England Patriots played. This is bad by Bill Belichick. We gave him a pass. Well, some people gave him a pass because of his history, but this wasn't going to work out well, fellas. Ain't no shock to this. The blame is Bill Belichick.
Well, first of all, let me say this. You're 100% right, but it goes even beyond the reasons you articulated. Yeah, Bill Belichick never picked an offensive coordinator. Well, let's get into who he did pick to work alongside him. So you got Joe Judge. You understand, was on special teams before he was clearly underqualified and still got a head coaching job in the National Football League and then got bounced out of there inside of 3 years. We got Matt Patricia. Do you know that there were some people, we had to do an event for the boss. Remember when we had to go to Detroit, do the event for the boss, Dave Roberts? And we had to do an event in Detroit, okay? Do you realize that there were people that were damn near ready to ban me from the streets because I reminded them that Matt Patricia was a head coach there? That's how bad they can't stand him. That's how bad they can't stand him. They were actually upset and wanted to be volatile just because I reminded them Matt Patricia was once their head coach. That's how he alienated the city. He alienated the city looking for friends. And they said, no, we don't want him. That's how bad Matt Patricia was. And oh, by the way, you got him working on offense. Matt Patricia was the defensive coordinator in his years in New England before he went and got the head coaching job in Detroit. When did he start coaching offense? So we got to think about that. Then we also got to think about this with Bill Belichick. You push Tom Brady out the door because you made it known years in advance that you were ready to move beyond him. You understand that you could do without him, all right? So you got that as a backdrop. And then last but not least, you are the boss. You do determine who's on your roster. So whatever pieces the New England Patriots are lacking emanates directly from Bill Belichick because you're the one with final say as to who's going to be on a roster. So when you consider all of those levels, and then you're able to sprinkle in a touch of arrogance because it's your way or the highway, it don't matter whether it's a superstar like Tom Brady or somebody less, and you give these kind of results, and you take a second-year quarterback and put him in a position where he doesn't receive the absolute best coaching possible because you got dudes that everybody's questioning their qualifications, and that's the position you put your second-year quarterback in. No wonder we saw what we saw last night from them personality-wise. And I feel bad for that defense because that defense deserves a hell of a lot better than they're getting from the offensive side of the ball. They have no help. They make mistakes because they know they got to go out there and try to win the game because your offense can't do it for you.
I'm going to say this. I am not mad at Bill Belichick for being arrogant. I actually, zero am I mad for Bill Belichick being arrogant. If I won 6 Super Bowls, I'd be arrogant too. When I sit on First Take with Stephen A., and I love him, that's the big bro, I never sit there and go, you know what? This Stephen A. guy, he sure lacks confidence. Hell no. Stephen A. knows what First Take has been since Stephen A. became a part of First Take. Does he treat people that way? Absolutely not. When I'm talking to him in quiet moments, do I know that he knows that? Abso-freaking-lutely. So I'm not mad at Bill Belichick for being arrogant. Be arrogant. But in your arrogance, understand where your strengths are. See, the reason that Matt Patricia was a really good defensive coach is because every defensive coach that works for the New England Patriots has Bill Belichick. So if I don't know something, if I need some help, if I want to have a conversation, I can walk into my head coach's office and he has as much defensive knowledge as anybody in the world needs. And that's why Matt Patricia was good at that job. Because what people forget about Matt Patricia as a head coach is that he actually made the Detroit Lions worse. Think about that, guys. When he got the head coaching job, they were coming over from Jim Caldwell, who shouldn't have been fired. Right? That was a good team. That was the team that competed. That was the team that was in playoff conversations. But they're going to go get Matt Patricia because Matt Patricia eats breakfast with Bill Belichick with a pencil in his ear. He has to be taking notes. He ain't take no dang notes on being no good coach. So what did Bill Belichick say? You know what? Good coaches can do what good coaches do, and they can coach any position because I'm the head coach. I don't mind that arrogance. And then you go and get Joe Judge. You say, you know what? We're going to bring back Timmy Toughnuts. You know what Timmy Toughnuts did when he went to New York? All he did was give great press conferences because Daniel Jones got worse the whole time he was with him. And Bill Belichick, in that arrogance, which he earned, said, I'm going to put Joe Judge in charge of the maturation process of my young quarterback, Mac Jones. I'm not mad at Mac Jones for being upset last night. Mac Jones said it was right. The quick game wasn't working. Guess what else wasn't going to work? Taking shots. Nothing is going to work for this offense because of Bill Belichick. He went out and he shopped for the groceries for the gumbo. He brought all the wrong stuff. He ain't have no flour to make no roux. He don't have no blue crabs. He ain't got no andouille sausage. He don't have chicken wings. He ain't got none of that. He showed up to make gumbo with chicken breasts, no flour, no rice, no nothing. This can't work, Stephen A. And it's because of the head coach and the GM. And it's all the same person.
A couple of important notes to make before we move on. Number one, very, very proud of you for knowing the recipe with gumbo because I'll be damned if I did. I just ate it. I didn't know the recipe before. That's number one. Number two, I know you knew it, Swaggo. I know you knew it. And I want to also point to the level of arrogance. You see, when you really, really have the license to be arrogant, it's not only when you win, but when you know why. When you know it's not just because of you, it's because of the